What's up everyone and welcome to another episode of Calvin's Garage. Today we have a very special episode for you. We're going to change the car battery out of the 2016 Honda Civic. Now this job is really easy to do. All you need is a wrench, okay? 10 millimeter, okay? Any kind of 10 millimeter wrench, okay? And of course you need the battery, okay? So what I have here is an EverStart Max, okay? The best one you can get. All right, this is a 3-year warranty battery. Okay, I got it at Walmart, of course, my favorite battery store. All right, and this one was a fairly new one. I just picked it up, and it was manufactured 225. And the important thing to note is the size of the battery. Okay, this is group size 51R. Okay, so that's the size of the battery. R means the terminals are the way that you see them, with the positive here and the negative over here. So this one is good to go to replace our 2016 Honda Civic battery. Let's take a look at how much this cost. All right, so I just picked this up not too long ago. All right, and batteries are getting quite expensive now. Okay, this EverStart Max 51R, all right, costs $149.84. Okay, then we've got the disposal of $2, followed by a core charge of $12 for a subtotal of $163.84. All right, and in my area the tax is 7.375% for a total of $175.92. All right, here is the 2016 Honda Civic, and as you can see, if I hit the unlock button, okay, nothing flashes. The doors will not open. All right, so what you'll have to do to get into your car is you'll have to use the good old key. Okay, so luckily the 2016 models still have a good old key, and basically you can still lock and unlock it. I had it unlocked already, but just unlock it and you'll be able to get in the car. All right, and once you're in the car, just pop the hood. So there's the hood latch, just pull it. After you've pulled the hood latch, then make sure you get that little safety latch under the hood pressed. Goes from left to right, and then pull up on the hood, and then you'll be able to open the hood, grab that little hood stand right there, and then plug it into this hole right there. All right, and now with the hood being supported, with the hood support, we can take a look at our battery. All right, so if we come over here, we can see we have a genuine Honda battery in here. It is a 100-month battery, okay, and I believe that it is time to come out. It's been dead for a few days. All right, but the specs are the same. Okay, 500 cold cranking amps. Okay, we can see here that the size is more or less the same as what we saw earlier, all right, on the new battery. All you need to do is unplug the positive. All right, so I'm gonna come here and take the cap off of this positive terminal cover, just like so. All right, and then take your 10 millimeter and then unscrew the positive terminal. All right, just like that. And then when it's ready, pull the cable off. Just like that, okay? And do the same thing for the negative or ground side. All right, it's a 10 millimeter right here as well. Just stick your wrench right there and unscrew it. Very simple. And then just pull that cable off as well. So that one is coming off right now. Okay. Next, we're gonna take off the support here, okay? The support, the lockdown support, okay? And first thing we need to do is we need to unscrew this little nut in here. Okay, the shadow's a little strong, but you see the nut right there and the nut right here. Okay, we can just go in there with our 10 millimeter again. All right, just do this a few times, and it should come loose on this side. All right, be careful. Whenever you wrench around your battery, you don't want to accidentally touch the positive to the negative with your wrench. Okay, that could send sparks flying, all right? And as for this one, all you need to do is you need to pull up on this little cover thing here. It's just there to hold this wiring harness. You can just pull this right off like that, and then go at it with this wrench here. So do this for a couple of minutes, and you should have a battery which can come out. Okay, so in the process of unscrewing this, okay, you'll reach a point where you're high enough such that the hook, okay, this is a battery support hook. If you look all the way down below there, right, you can see it attaches to a part of the body, okay? At some point it will come loose, okay? So you don't need to go all the way up on this. Just go up enough so that this becomes loose, and you should be able to just wiggle it out, all right? All right, so if you look down there, I did wiggle it out, okay? I loosened it enough, and then I was able to just turn this rod here, and it came out of the hole. Okay, so this side is free now, all right? And now If this is loosened enough, you can actually just wiggle this part out. All right, and you're gonna do that just like so, okay? So now we have all pieces out. Okay, so this whole assembly should just come right out, just like this. The battery is now free, okay? So you can see that this whole housing here kind of moves. We don't need to take out the box, I don't think. But what we'll do is we're just going to pull up on this and remove the battery. All right, so what I did is I grabbed the battery with 2 hands, okay, and I just pulled it right out. Here it is right here. Okay, I just pulled it right out of this little box right here, basically, the platform for it, and it just came right out. Okay, now we're back here. We're gonna take off the sleeve from the old battery, okay? We're gonna reuse it, all right? And put it on the new battery, okay, but make sure the orientation is correct. Okay, so it should go like this, right? So this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. So now I'm gonna slip the slip cover over it. Okay. And we are ready to install the new battery back in the car. Okay, with the battery in the correct orientation, and luckily this has a handle on this battery, makes life a lot easier. I'm just going to pick it up and put it in its place, okay? Just like so. Okay, just like so, okay? You know, you can make some adjustment on the sleeve here, make sure it's fully down, and then we're gonna put the tie down back on. All right, so installation is the opposite of the removal, okay? So with the battery in its right place, we're now gonna put the hook. Okay, we're gonna go down there, we're gonna fish it into that hook again, okay? To that hook, all right? And then we're going to put this one, okay, back into the hook right here. All right, if we go in here, we can see the rod again, all right, the hook. Okay, you have to get it into this little slot right here. Okay, you see that? Okay, but you see there's the hole right there, all right? Okay, so you just put it in here, just twist it in, just like that, okay? So that takes care of that. Okay, and then you can, on top here, put some tension on it with your hand. Okay, once you've tightened this a little bit, enough so that the hook does not come out of the hole down there, all right? Now come around to this side, okay, and we're going to make sure that this hook fishes through. Okay, so what I did, I also had to unscrew it a little bit, unscrew the nut, so that there is some room to wiggle this through. Okay, so what I did here is took the nut up, and now we can reach all the way to this hook, okay? So you can see this hook is now fishing through the hole on the body, all right? And now at this point, I'm gonna tighten both of those nuts, but don't go too tight, okay? Okay, so now I have finished tightening, okay, the 2 nuts here. Okay, there goes one of them, and there goes one of them. All right. After you do this, make sure the battery is nice and snug. It is. Okay, remember, do not over tighten. Okay, if you over tighten, you'll end up stretching that body panel in which the hook is mounted to. Okay, that's a lot of torque that this screw can put on there. But you see, this is good enough, and this is good enough here. All right, and just kind of shake it around a little bit, make sure it's not coming loose. All right, next thing you do, take off the battery caps. All right, here's the positive one, and here is the negative one. All right, and I'm going to take the negative cable around like I did earlier when I took it off. Put this little mount grommet thing back on right here. Okay, just press down on it. Okay, so that's that, and then put the negative cable over the negative terminal. Okay, so that should just slip on as easily as it came off. All right, and then I'm going to tighten that down very quickly. All right, once this is tightened up, okay, remember not to go too tight, okay? You don't want to cause any damage, but just tight enough so it's secure. Okay, now we move on to the positive terminal. All right, and that looks like that. Just gonna put it right on. You may hear a little spark, okay? That's just the car getting some juice, all right? And that's it. Okay, now once it's on here, then we're gonna tighten this screw with the same 10mm wrench, okay? Okay, I tightened up this nut. Now, again, don't go too crazy with the torque on these, all right? You know why? If you end up torquing this too hard, what happens is that it'll actually bend, okay? It'll actually bend the terminal, okay? Because you're putting so much force on it, the terminal is going to start moving along with the direction of the wrench, okay? So you don't want to overdo it, okay? So just enough so it's snug, all right? No need to go too crazy on the torque on these nuts here, okay? But once it's snug, close the cap, all right? Make sure you take away your little battery plug caps off, all right? And then you're pretty much done here. Okay, finally, we're gonna bring our hood down. Okay, bring our hood down right right here. Okay, this support. Okay, and then bring it down. Just let it drop into place. And of course, finally, we have to do our test drive. Okay, so let's start the car. Starts right up. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, let it run a little bit. Okay, juice is flowing back into the battery. I don't know how long it was sitting on the shelf, but it's probably okay to start driving now. Okay, but just don't turn it off right away if you can avoid it. Okay. All right, and you're done. You've just installed a brand new battery in your 2016 Honda Civic. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If it was helpful for you, please like, comment, or subscribe. I'll see you next time on Kelvin's Garage.